Hey everyone, welcome to episode 13 of the Knit and Crochet Spot. My name's Melissa and I'm podcasting to you from the suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia. Today is Sunday, November the 8th, and it just so happens to be my brother's birthday, so happy birthday to my brother. Okay, so I have finished objects and whips. I have 3 finished objects and 4 whips, so we'll just get right into it. And all of these, I was very good this past couple weeks. I worked on the whips that I already have, and so everything I'm going to show you, I've already shown you, and I made progress in getting some of these whips done. So I'm glad about that. So the first one I'm going to show, and I feel like I've shown this quite a lot, but it's done, and it is the Sock Head Cowl by Kelly McClure. It's a knit cowl, and I sewed in the ends and washed it or soaked it and laid it out to dry. And so now, I love these colors. I really like this. So I'm going to try it on just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And that's it. I really like it. I like the fall colors. So this is it. And I used the yarn I used. This is how much I have left, and I think I weighed it about 9 or 10 grams. And the yarn that I used was Unique Fingering. It's Earth Yarns, and it's Unique Fingering, hand-dyed, self-striping, extra fine merino. And it is 100%, did I say that? 100%, yeah, extra fine superwash merino, 435 yards for 100 grams. And it is, yeah, I said that already too, it's fingering. So here it is. And the needles I used were my Chow Goose 3mm. I used 16-inch. And yeah, and it's hot. Oh, it's hot in here with this on. I do love it. So there's finished object number 1. Okay. And my second finished object I showed last week. I think so. I think I just showed it just last week. It's a crocheted hat. It's a crocheted hat from Lether, from my Lether Collections box, which the butterfly collection. So I'm pretty sure this was October. And I made the hat that was in here. Let me see if I can find it. So there's the hat that I made. And I put the pom-pom on. And here's the hat that I made. Try to get the pom-pom to... So this is super soft, very soft. And the yarn, I had this much yarn left. And the yarn was, or is, it's called Butterfly. It's worsted. It's 100% superwash merino, 218 yards, 100 grams. And I just, for the pom-pom, I sewed a button in there so that it can be removed before you wash it. And does this pattern have a name? Yeah, it's the Butterfly Beanie. And there it is. I have been really loving, I think, the crocheted hats lately. I think this is like my third one. Well, yeah, third one. And yeah, I think I do have a knitted one I'm doing, but just recently, this is like my third crocheted hat. So that's my second finished object. And, oh, and the hook I used was 6mm. And that's the hook. It came with the Lether box, but in a different, not this month's. I think the pattern asked for a different size hook, and I just went up a hook, which I don't think I needed to do, because I just don't think I needed to. It's very nice. All right, so there's that. And then my last finished object. Oh, I'm really glad this is done. This I have woven in the ends, but I haven't washed it or laid it out or anything. I'm not really sure I'm going to block it. But this is a knit shawl, and it is the, it's finished. I'm so happy. It is the Goldfinch by Andrea Mowry of Dre Renee Knits. And that's the shawl. And then here is my completed shawl. Here it is. It's done. Let me see. I'll scoot back a bit more. But this is it. I'm so glad to have this done. Oh, I love it though. It's really, really soft. You know, it's like there's a lot of garter stitch in here, so it's nice and squishy. But here it is. Let me get a little closer. Ooh. Let me see. I don't know how I would wear this, to be honest with you. I guess something like that. Yep. Oh, I love it. So that is done, and I'm really glad. I was getting a little bit sick of working on it. I'm really happy with the results though. And I don't think I'm gonna soak it and just lay it out, but I don't think I'm gonna do any, blocking or pinning it or anything like that, because I like the size that it is, and it looks, other than the ends, but curling a tiny bit, it looks pretty good not being blocked. Alrighty, so that's that. And the yarn that I used O Wool, and it's their O Wash Sport. It's a sport weight yarn. I used 3 colors, and here's what I had left of all the yarn. These are the 3 colors I used, and this is what I have left. So I evidently used most of this. That was the yarn that was used the most. That was the main color. This is sport weight, and the colors are, this is Appalachian Stone. This is Wood Dove. And then this one is Pasture Rose. And I used 4mm needle. And so that's gonna go to my daughter. She liked it and she wants it, so I'm going to give it to her. Because I don't know, I love to make shawls, but I don't really wear them. All right, so yay, I got it done. Okay, so now on to my whips. I have to take a drink. Just have Diet Dr. Pepper. Okay, so last week I showed you how I was knitting, and I tried really hard to get it done. It's very close to being done, but just couldn't do it. So I'm knitting this hat. It is the, what's the name of it? It is the Sandy Cable Winter Hat by Ananitata Lolo. Very sorry for that. And this is it. That is the hat. And I'm almost there. And this is the progress I'm making. And you know, you can't, because of the yarn, and I'm losing stitches here. Because of the yarn, you can in person, but on the, it's not really showing you the cables on here very well. Maybe when I get it off the needles and everything, because like in person you can see it. But it's pretty yarn though. You can't really tell that it's cables. All right, and this is a bulky yarn. It's the yarn I got at Hobby Lobby. I've used, this is the second skein that I started the second ball of yarn. I've already got one in here. And it's super bulky, or it's just bulky, I think. Yeah, number 5 bulky. And this is the Yarn Bee Authentic Hand-Dyed Chunky yarn. And this colorway is called In Full Bloom. It's a number 5 bulky, 100% superwash merino, 110 yards for 100 grams. And the size needles I am using, right now I have a 5mm. Oh, that's a shame you can't. In person you can, like, for some reason I'm looking at it over there. I'm not making out the cables as much. It's all scrunched up. But in person I can see them. But this is a really heavy hat too. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be too big. Because, I mean, this is a free pattern, so I'll say this. But I told you to cast on like 96 stitches. Which for a bulky weight, and this calls for bulky weight yarn. And normally when I do a worsted weight hat, I only cast like 80 stitches on. So that, I kind of wondered. And then they make you use the size 5 needle for bulky. And I thought, oh, but I thought I'm just going to follow the pattern. And it's a little big. But it'll be nice and warm, I can tell you that. And it's, you know, I don't want to say it's stiff, but I mean, look, it can like stand up on its own. That's because using really a small needle with this thick yarn. I think it's a 5mm. I think that's a small for a bulky, but I just said, just do what the pattern says, and then, you know, you can, if you wanted to make it again, it's beautiful yarn. If you want to make it again, then you can make adjustments. So, yeah, it'll be, I have to send it to somebody of my family up north, because there's no way in Georgia, even on a cold day, you're going to need a heavy hat like this. No, you'll sweat to death. Okay, yeah, I think I've said everything. And it's almost done. I've got like 3 rows left of this section, and then I start my decreases. So it's getting there. So that's my first whip that I'm going to show you. And then the next whip I have is a crochet shawl. I used the pattern to make that shawl, and that's in fingering weight, and the pattern calls for fingering weight, but I am just using, and I don't even know if I have the pattern in here, but I will link it down. It's just a granny stitch shawl, and I'm not using fingering. I'm using I think this is just a worsted weight. So this is the shawl. When I showed it last week, I was here, and so I've done that much. I've got a bit more done, but here it is so far. And the yarn I'm using, this is the yarn I'm using, and it is Serdar Jewel Spun. It's 200 grams, 546 yards. I don't know that it has, it's 100% acrylic, and I don't believe it has a colorway on here. I don't think so. But this is it, and I've got 2 of these. I've got another one. So I'd like to make a really, really big shawl. Hopefully with, you know, both of them. Both, we'll see though. I mean, that might be, we'll see. Might be too big. And these, I love these colors, more fall colors. I really like that. So did I say everything? Oh, and the hook I'm using a 6mm hook. And this is just, I don't know where I got this. It's just, it's not any, I think I might have got it at Hobby Lobby actually. All right, so that's another work in progress. And then my third work in progress, I gotta make sure I'll get all confused, but don't put things away straight away. Is a pair of socks. It's really half finished object because I have one of the socks done, and this I showed this last week, and so I didn't weave in my ends or anything, but this is the sock. I finished this sock, and I've got I got a bunch of ends to weave in. This is it. And this is made with Knit Picks yarn. These two. And they are Knit Picks Stroll Tweed, fingering weight, 231 yards for 50 grams. 65% superwash merino, 25% nylon, 10% Donegal tweed. And this one is oyster heather. And then the other one is same everything, and the name is persimmon heather. So, and here, yep, this is it. So I haven't started the other one yet, and I'm not sure, like, look, it's got all these, that tweed. It'd be interesting to see when you wear it, if all of these things, if these are all just gonna fall off. I like the look of it. I kind of wish they weren't on there like that, because I always feel like I'm going to be picking them off. But I do love the colors very much. Okay, so my last whip that I'm going to show you, this is a Christmas sock. Oh, and the needles I'm using are 2.25 millimeters, and I knit my socks with magic loop. This is from last year. I never finished this sock, and so I finished it this sock this year, Christmas sock. What am I trying to say? So I started this last year for Christmas and I didn't finish it. And so I've picked it back up and finished the one sock, and I've started the other. So I love seeing things like seeing things on the screen. Okay, so the yarn I'm using for this, it's in my Christmas bag, is well, here's the cake. There's it all caked up. And this is from Rock and String Creations. The colorway is Christmas at the Cabin. It's obvious this is self-striping yarn. This is on her Super Sock base, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. 460 yards for 100 grams. Obviously it's fingering weight. And yeah, that's it. That's who they are. They do really nice self-striping yarns. And then the heel is Knit Picks, Stroll Fingering, Aurora Heather, 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon, 231 yards, 50 grams. It's fingering weight. Yep. And so there's this. And so I'm doing, last year when I was knitting socks, I really liked using the, how do you say it? Fish Lips Kiss heel. So that's what this is. Now, I, for whatever reason, have been preferring to do Afterthought heel. So, yeah, so I have to go back. So I'm going to have to do this Fish Lips Kiss heel, which I like, and I like how it fits, but I can never memorize it. Never. So there we go. That is my works in progress. And I don't know. Yeah, my socks, I cast on 64 stitches. Obviously, I do shorties. I only do like 25. Oh, I do 15 for this, and then 25 for that. I just prefer shorty socks. If I make long socks, I won't wear them. So, yeah, so I wanted to get these. I really love these and would love to have them for Christmas. I have some more Christmas sock yarn. I can't wait to get into. Because when I just love knitting. I did start. I just barely. I started the second one. I don't know that they're going to match. I'm trying to have a look. I'm not sure. But anyway, I've just barely started these. I think I got 4 rows done. And these are my Chow Goos 2.25. Yeah, so I have to, which I really prefer my Hi-Hi's, but I don't really want to, I want to use the same needles for both socks because I think they might come out. I don't know if it's true. I don't want to find out. I think they might come out. The gauge will be different if, I don't know if that's true, but I don't want to find out. So that's that. Yeah. Oh, I feel like I'm a little bit all over the place, a little scatterbrained here, but I will. So that is all. And then actually I just got like a couple skeins of yarn I wanted to show you. This is from I'm gonna have to go grab it, but this is from Miss Babs, and it's the colorways. I got them online from Rhinebeck, and then the weekend after that was SAF, which that's the festival I go, SAF, because it's in North Carolina. I go to that. I've been to that quite a few times. So I just went on and got the colorways from Miss Babs for each of those festivals, and so that's what I wanted to show you. It's just over here. And these I got big skeins. If you don't know anything about Miss Babs, she does regular skeins and stuff, but she does some ginormous skeins. And so this one is from Rhinebeck. This is the colorway for Rhinebeck for 2020. And this is the yarn. Look at the size of that skein. This is the yarn. And this is a Yowza DK yarn. It's 100% superwash merino wool, and it's 560 yards. Yeah, I think that's about it. And it's called Apple Season Rhinebeck 2020. Isn't that beautiful? So, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to make with it. I'm just going to look at it for now. All right. And then the other Miss Babs I got, this is the colorway for SAF 2020. This is another big skein. I have never gotten this before. I've gotten the Yowzas before, but I've never gotten this. And this is their Killington DK yarn, and it's 700 yards. Look at that. Look at that. So this is Autumn Toad Lily SAF 2020. That's the colorway for the show. Isn't that beautiful? So yeah, this is a DK. It's 85% Polwarth wool, 15% Tussa silk. Is 700 yards, 640 meters, 240 grams. And so that's another one. I don't know what I'm going to do with. I'm just going to look at it. So beautiful. So, and I've still got a couple more things coming from Rhinebeck. They're taking forever. Well, I don't really need them right now, but I'd like to have them. But that's it. Yeah, so that's all I have this week. That's all my projects I've worked on and a little bit of acquisitions. And that is it for today. I want to thank you for watching. I hope that you enjoyed the content, and I would ask kindly, humbly, if you would like and subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. I wanted to thank Jane from Scraptastic Yarns. She shouted me out, and I gained a few subscribers. I want to thank you all for subscribing. It means a lot. And then there's another crochet channel, a crochet podcast that I like, and she also shouted me out, and that's Crochet Moments. It's Helen. She's from the UK, and I'll post both of them down below. And go check out their channels, and I want to say I really appreciate it. And I hope you all are getting ready for the week and gonna have a good week, and just stay positive and enjoy your family. And yeah, that's it. And I will see you all soon, and take care.